What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. It is Sunday, and I'm here with Priest Reg. Inside joke, Reg. You know I still have you on my contacts as Priest Reg. But we're
Yes.
here to talk about the first week of 2024 in pro wrestling. So a nice little bonus podcast to get into. Just overall, everything that went down in this first week of pro wrestling. But Priest Reg, how are you?
I'm having a good week, Denise. I think it's been a fun start to the year. If this is how the year is going to be, I'm excited for what's going on. A lot of stuff happening creatively, a lot of stuff happening in the wrestling world. There's some other things going on. I think it's a really good motto, a thing going into the year, what happening to start. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, me too. I've been feeling pretty good about 2024, especially like all of like the rumors and reports and speculations and just overall things that we think are going to go down. And one of the other things that I feel right now that's sort of exciting is that specifically just speaking, I know you and I cover AEW predominantly, but on the WWE side of things, like obviously we're going into Royal Rumble, then we officially kick off WrestleMania season, but I've been noticing that there's just overall a lot more excitement in the air surrounding that, just with like everything that's been going down, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, The Rock. All of these things have been just adding to everything. So personally, I've been feeling pretty damn good. But this is how we're going to break it down today. So I've chosen a couple of topics that I thought were like must talk about for the first week of pro wrestling in 2024. Yep. And so we're going to run it down like that. But of course, if there's something that we didn't talk about that you guys wanted us to talk about, you are more than welcome to mention it here on the chat. Or of course, you can send in a super chat at any point. But of course, I'm going to get started with a shout out to Sheldon Jackson for coming through, sending, I know, right? Always. I love it. Sending 5 DWO memberships. So thank you so much to Sheldon Jackson. But we got a lot of people in here. We got Joanna saying business is booming. Honestly, that's how it feels right now. It feels like it is finally like that period, like it's uplifting, it's exciting to talk about pro wrestling, although I feel like we were always excited. But anyways, let's get to it. Enough beating around the bush. We're gonna get started with the biggest topic of the week. Reg, you know what that is. It is The Rock appearing on WWE Day 1. So let's start there. What was your reaction to The Rock coming out, everything that happened with him and Jinder Mahal, but then on top of that, The Rock basically saying that he is thinking about going and sitting at the head of the table?
You know, Denise, The Rock coming into WWE and sending everybody's story-ending plans into turmoil is one of my favorite things of the week for sure. So I'm glad we're starting like this. I love the swerve of them starting with Jinder because I groaned out loud. I was like, on what, dude? Why are you guys? But, a perfect way to kind of segue. I don't really like the content of what he was presenting. It's like this anti-American thing, like some points were made, but I like as a whole, that kind of character, not really interested. Here comes The Rock to a massive pop every single time. It never fails. Everybody loves The Rock anywhere he goes. It's kind of weird to think about, Denise. I did that tweet earlier where I was talking about describing what I was talking about this week on the pods to a friend, and she was like, "Oh, The Rock was a wrestler." Like, it's kind of crazy to think about, like, this is like one of the biggest celebrities in the whole world, Denise. Not in wrestling. We know The Rock, the people's champ, people's elbow, WrestleMania. We know all that. But most people just know him as this fool that's the biggest superstar in the world, like The Rock, this untouchable person. So to see him on Raw is like, it still feels kind of weird. It's like, this is the biggest celebrity in Hollywood, and he's here doing jokes about the Iron Sheik and hitting the rock bottom in the people's elbow. Super, super interesting stuff. I didn't really like the content of what he was presenting at first too, because it's like, I don't know, man. But I thought they got to the point, Denise, at the end. Where do you want me to sit? The head of the table. Great one-liner just to kind of send everybody into turmoil. The question is, Denise, what does any of this mean?
What does it mean? That is the big question. And by the way, the other thing that I thought was really funny about The Rock coming out and, doing his whole spiel and like what felt like a 30-minute promo between him and Jinder Mahal was that he was burying his own movie Baywatch in the process of that. I thought that was hilarious. Now, I had never seen Baywatch, so I had to go and like check on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, okay, what was the score for this? And I forget the exact numbers, but it was like really low, like audience and critic scores. And usually like my favorite thing about Rotten Tomatoes is when you know what kind of movie to expect based on the ratings, because there's times where like the critic score is so high and then the audience score is really, really low. And then there's times where the audience score is really high and the critic score is really, really low. So that's how I can kind of tell like what movie it's going to be and whether or not I'm going to like it. But when you see that both the critics and the audience score is extremely low, I'm like, oh, not tuning in for that.
A lot of the Rock's movies are kind of like that, though. That's the funny thing. Like
Are they?
He's not out here making like these masterpieces. Most of them are like, he's The Rock, and you're like, yeah, we love The Rock. Hit somebody with the rock bottom, hit somebody with the 2x4. You're big and muscle guy. But I don't think that's what people go to him for. It's like, it's The Rock, man. I want to see you fight Vin Diesel.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I've seen a lot of The Rock's movies, but I used to watch a lot of its like earlier ones. I kind of like, I didn't watch the Fast Five ones or like the Furious, what is it, Furious 5?
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious 5. No, that's one
I
movie,
think
right?
They have one called Fast 5.
Okay,
so
but it's Fast and Furious. Okay,
Yeah.
See, I don't like those kinds of movies. I think I've only seen like one. And I'll be honest, I did get into it. I got swept up in it because those kind of movies like grab you. Even if you're not interested in that type of genre, they still kind of grab your attention. But I don't really like watch those movies. So, but other than that, I do watch like if it's like any Rock movie, I'll make sure to watch it. I'll at least try to go out of my way because I do enjoy his work. But anyways, I agree with you though. It is one of those things where like there are people that do not know that. Like my sister had the exact same thing. She was shocked to find out that The Rock was a wrestler. And I had like 30 heart attacks all in one because I'm like, bro, you did not know that The Rock was a wrestler. And not only was I shocked, but that was the moment that I realized, oh my God, I'm old. Like, even though I don't feel old, I don't think I'm old. But in comparison to like teenagers, you're old, baby.
Seriously, he hasn't been a full-time wrestler for like 20 years at this point, Denise. Like, we're the ones that are like, what? He's a wrestler? It's like, shouldn't be surprising at all. Like, it's been so long in the, sphere of time. It's pretty crazy to think about. So, yeah, we got this giant celebrity that's appearing on Raw. He rarely appears on WWE in general. When he does, he's usually on Smackdown. So, this was really cool to see. But, Denise, there's been a lot of talk this week coming out of this promo because everybody, of course, wants Cody Rhodes to finish the story. But Denise, if you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the people's champ, the biggest celebrity in Hollywood, WrestleMania 40, you guys, 40, don't forget, anniversary, how do you not have The Rock in the main event?
Okay, Reg, you think it would be that simple. You think it's that simple.
What do
It's
you mean?
not. I'm going to tell you why. So I've been sitting here going like, okay, it's definitely going to be Rock Roman at WrestleMania. No ands, ifs, or buts, or coconuts. None of that. Okay. And there has been a lot of people that on Twitter, social media, when I was on Busted Open, people calling in, a lot of people still wanting to see that WrestleMania match be Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And I was kind of blown away by how many people were like, oh, push The Rock and Roman Reigns to Elimination Chamber.
Push The Rock?
To SummerSlam. And I'm going, what? Like, this is something that I thought everybody would agree on. At least 99% of the people would agree that it would be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I don't think it's that something that everybody agrees on.
But how, Denise? It feels like we've been building to this match for so long. One, I'm like, we got Cody and Roman last year in the main event. Roman's infamous for this same main event in WrestleMania years in a row. Do we want to do that? I understand why people want to do that. The issue is they should have let Cody win last year. If he had this championship, none of this would matter. We wouldn't even be talking about this right now. We still would have the same great angle with The Rock. Him and Roman's match would be just as important if this championship wasn't there. But now we have this championship muddying up what's going on here. You guys, I understand. Elimination Chamber, big show. It's going to be in Australia. It's going to be a gazillion people there. WrestleMania, The Rock. WrestleMania, The Rock. I understand stories need to be finished. Cody should finish the story at SummerSlam. There's also that thing looming over everybody's head, Denise. Roman Reigns is leaving WrestleMania with those championships. So I don't care about Cody Rhodes' story. You guys keep trying to say like, oh, Cody needs to finish the story. He's not finishing it at WrestleMania. He's not finishing it until Roman Reigns beats that record of that bald, red and yellow wearing son of a gun. When he beats that record, and then possibly Cody will go, because they might be like, all right, let's just try it for Bruno. Keep it on him for 8 years. I don't know, Denise, but Cody Rhodes is not walking out of WrestleMania as the world champion, regardless of what happens.
Because I think, what is it like? By the time, so at WrestleMania, how many dates is what number is Roman Reigns going to be at? Because I think he's going to be like very, very close to beating that record. So I'm like, okay, would you want to ruin that? Would you want to have gotten so close to then not get there?
Come on, if you're this close, Denise, we'll never be able to recreate this again. Like, you gotta go for it. Like, I'm like, I want Cody Rhodes to finish the story too. He can. I think it's like by SummerSlam is when it's over Hogan. We get to SummerSlam, go for it, Cody.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, like, okay, so I guess the magic question to you and to everybody here in the chat, because I'm seeing a lot of different comments here. Like, I'm seeing, I'm going to pull up some of these comments to give you some time to think, Reg. But my question to you is going to be like, what should WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2 main event, WrestleMania 1 and 2, night 1, I'm going all the way back to the start of WrestleMania. No, what should WrestleMania night 1 and night 2 for WrestleMania 40? What should the main events be? So let's see a couple of comments here on what people are saying. So this is from Joanna, who says, I want The Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber. We'll put Cody even more when he beats Roman. So I told you, there's going to be people that do not want that. We got Aster 13 times here, who says, because we know The Rock isn't going to take the title from Roman, we want Roman to lose the title. What? Ricky Zaldivar says, push Roman versus The Rock match at SummerSlam. What? Crazy 101 says, I agree. To be honest, there will not be another long reigning champion again. Okay. Right. And let's see what else we got here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Broadway Joe says that he's going to pass Hogan in September.
Oh, gotcha.
Thank you so much for that as well. And then Scott George here says he'd have to go until May 5th, 2028 to beat Bruno Sammartino's record, which would be a disgrace considering Roman wrestles 11 times a year. 2028. Do the math, Reg. How old will you be in 2028? Hold on. We're in 2024, 4 years. I will be 35.
I'll be a grandpa. We don't need to discuss ages on here. I'm like a woman. I'm like, you don't need to know my age. Why are you
I'm
asking
a woman
that?
and I'm open about my age.
Yeah, I know. Good for you. I'm young and I'm spiced. I'll be 30 in 4 years, I think.
You know, and I get it. There's a lot of women that keep their age to themselves, and you can tell too, because a lot of people won't put them up on like social media. They won't talk about it, and I get it, right? Like,
some
nobody
of them be faking their age too.
Oh,
ladies.
a lot of people be faking their age, honestly. And I don't want to be that person, you know? I know that I'm going to get self-conscious once I start getting a little older, but I'm already feeling self-conscious at 31, honestly. Like, I feel like the second you turn 30, like that self-consciousness kicks in. But I'm like, I can't be ashamed of growing old. It's like, what the fudge? Like, who does that? Like, I feel like there is an issue if you are afraid to like be honest about your age. And so I'm like, no, I'm not going to be that person. But
good for you.
But when I'm 40, I might start.
See, that's why I don't even want to get into it. I think if we just go, and then people are going to start saying their ages in the chat, and somebody's going to be like, I'm 20, and I'm going to be like, I'm out of here. I'm a
Max says he's 27.
That's not that far.
We got Lo in here who's 36.
Okay.
See? You know, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Here we got Cosmic Joe here who says, I've been a wrestling fan for 50 years and I'm 60 years old now. I mean,
Cosmic Joe.
There you go. Desi Baby says 34 and proud. King Potato 31. You see? Like,
okay, so we got some old people in here. We got some our ages in here. We got some cracking knees in here. We got some my back hurts at the end of the days in here. I see. We're all in the same line. Okay.
But you know what? You want to know why I don't hate that? Why I don't hate claiming my age? Because while I'm here, I can also say that I've been watching pro wrestling now since, I was like 8 years old when I started watching. So do the math.
Yeah, I've been watching wrestling longer than some of these people have been alive, for sure, for 30 plus years at this point. And it's kind of crazy to think about where it was then and where it is now. Y'all are really cool, man. Look at all this kind of diverse number of ages in here. It's like, yo, this is your demographic.
I know my demographic. I see it on YouTube. We have a really great percentage of, we got young people, and by young people, I mean like teenagers. So we got, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. I'll have to go look at it afterwards, but we got a really good mixture because we got the, it's 13 to 17. And then after that, it's 18 to 25. So 18 to 25 is really high. And then 25 to 37 is the highest of mine. And then 45 to 50 is third highest. And then above 50, it drops all the way down to like just a little bit. So I would say those are kind of like my my top ages on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
According to YouTube analytics.
That's
so
pretty.
It's a nice wide range.
It seems like our audience kind of hits the same range. It looks like in here of 27, 37. Arthritis era. Come on, man.
Aether says attitude era. Nah, arthritis era. I'm dead. How did we get here? But dude, okay, never mind. I was gonna get into this like crazy fact. I'm not even gonna get into that because whatever. But I think you know what I'm talking about because I'm gonna segue into. Oh, by the way, answer the question. I forgot to answer the question.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
WrestleMania.
Easy question. This isn't even an even. I didn't even have to think about it. I could answer it immediately. Night 1 is Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Night 2 is Roman Reigns and The Rock. Easy as that.
Reg, this is why you and I are co-hosts, point blank, because that's my exact same opinion. Control, copy, and paste.
Yeah, because it's right there. I mean, you got CM Punk. It's so funny. I think that's the funniest thing is CM Punk left this promotion and he complained because Dwayne The Rock Johnson beat him for his belt and took his WrestleMania main event. Here comes Dwayne The Rock Johnson once again to take his main event and be the highlight of the show. The Rock is really funny. He'll never stop being a wrestler, Denise. That's the funniest thing about this is like these people don't know that he's a wrestler, but he's never stopped working like a wrestler. The way he talks, the way he acts, the way he promotes his movie, he's never stopped being The Rock.
Exactly that. All right, so let's go ahead and segue into Roman Reigns versus LA Knight versus AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Talking about age, I didn't know. I didn't know that the youngest person in this match is actually Roman Reigns. Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts. Yeah, this is the grandpa match for sure. But they're all so good though, Denise. Like LA Knight is just becoming popular and he's one of the oldest guys in this match. It's crazy.
I think it's Roman Reigns is the youngest. Third youngest, I think, is Randy Orton. Second youngest is LA Knight, and then the oldest in this match is AJ Styles.
Yeah, I don't know between LA Knight and Randy who
Hold on. Let me find out. Let me find out. LA Knight is 41.
Okay. Yeah, I think
born in 1982. And then Randy Orton is 43 in 1980. Okay, so did I have
Randy's
that backwards?
older. Yeah. Randy's older. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I was right. So it's AJ Styles is the oldest. Second oldest is Randy. Third oldest is LA Knight. So I had those two swapped. And then fourth oldest is Roman Reigns.
Going over these guys' ages is so funny.
No, because it freaking killed me. There was someone on Twitter that tweeted, put the young guy over. And the young guy is Roman Reigns. Like, I nearly died. I wanted to retweet that tweet because I thought it was really funny. Mm-hmm. But, Twitter, sometimes people are not going to get the jokes. They're not going to get the sarcasm. Or they're going to be like, are you an ageist?
Yeah,
Hell no, bro.
Come on. These are all jokes. Yeah, so, Denise, I'll ask you the same question I asked Phil about this match. Is there any chance in the world that anyone else walks out of this match with that championship besides Roman Reigns? Like any percent, like 0.0000, anything in the world?
Reg, I will crack an egg on my head. If anybody besides Roman Reigns walks out as champion.
You guys heard it here. Bookmark this, put it in the calendar, everything. If Roman Reigns walks out of this, we get to watch Denise crack an egg live on the show.
No, if anybody else besides Roman Reigns walks out as champion.
Okay, it's clipped.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like I
you don't believe it at all. Nothing. There's no way. Because he doesn't have to be pinned.
No, like he just needs to walk out. Like he needs to walk out. I know that he doesn't have to get pinned, obviously, to lose the championship. But I'm sorry. No, that's ridiculous. We're going into WrestleMania 40. In what world would any of these other guys be? I mean, no offense to every other person in this, but I mean, I love all these guys, whatever. But the point is, Roman Reigns is going to walk out champion, Reg.
So why? What's the point of this match?
Really popular guys wrestling each other.
Okay.
It's going to be a good match. It's going to be fun. We haven't seen a Fatal 4-Way in a long time for the championship.
But nobody believes that Roman's going to lose, though.
Then
like,
that's not my
no
problem.
one in the world believes this guy's going to lose.
Yeah, so because he shouldn't. Because that would be stupid. It would be stupid, Reg. If he did, what are we doing here? Can
Well,
you
yeah, because
imagine?
I just talked about how he needs to be the champion at WrestleMania, so it'd be so silly if he just lost his belt
We
here
were
at Royal
talking about,
Rumble.
I'm sure we've talked about this at some point. I feel like we've talked about predictable versus logical. Okay. Yeah, it may be predictable for Roman Reigns to win, right? But it's logical to have Roman Reigns win because we're going into WrestleMania 40.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. What does it do for these three guys, though?
They have an awesome match at the Royal Rumble.
Okay, all right. Okay, you sold me these. I got
They
you.
can say they had a shot at the title.
Sometimes I just be thinking too much, but it's not. It's just right there. It's laid out. It's just 4 popular wrestlers wrestling.
Reg, this is how confident I am Roman Reigns is winning. All right.
I know. We clipped it. We got you. We're gonna see you crack an egg on this show. Come on, man.
No.
I hope that somewhere in the world they're like, hey, let's shock everybody. Let's have Roman. No, they won't. That's a joke. I'm sorry. You guys.
Can you imagine if they did that? Let's just say, no, I'm not even gonna go there.
They
That's
can.
just stupid.
Who's gonna win? Who would do it? LA Knight? Does he still got the juice like that?
I mean, people like LA Knight. They really like LA Knight, but I'm not going to go and say that LA Knight should be the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, ending Roman Reigns' reign. Come on now.
Okay. Regardless of date, is Cody still the one?
Yes. As of right now, yes. Because even if we do get Rock Roman, I wouldn't want Roman Reigns to lose to The Rock.
No.
So that's why Cody Rhodes would still be the one. Cue Shania Twain. You're still the one that I want. The only one I dream of. Do you know that song, Reg?
Yes.
Everybody knows that song. That song's like, I think like number one like top 10, top 5 songs when it comes to like wedding songs.
Yeah, of course. Shania Twain got a couple of them. Let's go, girls. Come on, Denise.
Dun, 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 dun.
You know what time it is.
Oh, I love Shania Twain. Are you kidding me? That's my girl right there. I love her.
I mean, she's the original Taylor Swift, ain't she? I don't know.
Yeah, I actually used to be obsessed with Shania Twain pre my Taylor Swift days. And Taylor Swift was also obsessed with Shania Twain. Everyone was obsessed with Shania Twain.
Yeah, Shania Twain.
All right, here we go. We got to get into some of these super chats here. This is from Crazy 101 who says, "Hi guys, do you think Mercedes will debut next week?" The question is, where next week?
When's the Royal Rumble?
January, last week of January. I forget what date. Last week of January. Someone says Shania Twain is the gateway drug to Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. That's a good one, actually. Thank you so much to Redmond Survivor for that. All right, so the question here at hand is, do you think Mercedes will debut next week? All right, I'm going to answer this question. 1, no.
Is there a 2?
2, nowhere. Not WWE, not AEW, not anywhere. No.
Yeah, I was asking the date of the Royal Rumble because she's not going to debut anywhere before the Royal Rumble, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be because, okay, how long has she been out for now? When was Resurgence? What month was that? I know we were at the show. I don't remember what month that was.
May? I can't even remember, honestly.
All right, so let's see.
Yeah.
She was out for a bit. That was definitely in May, end of May. All right.
Yeah.
So she's been out for not even a year yet, of course. So she is going to probably not be back. I'm going to say maybe a couple months still.
I would think so. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if she's going to come back, we won't know until Royal Rumble. Like, if she's in WWE, I think she's going to. But that's also the thing kind of looming is no one knows anything about her injury. Like, we don't know. Everybody's just like speculating, is she going to debut? But we don't have any updates on her. And she hasn't been like, I'm good to go. See me do a flip. Nobody said anything. So I think that's kind of looming over everybody's head. So I don't think she's going to debut anywhere next week.
No, definitely not. I'm not expecting her to debut anywhere next week. I'm not expecting her to debut at return rather to WWE. I'm not expecting any of that. I really do think we're going to see her over on the AEW side of things. And it's just a matter of when. a matter of when. When is she going to be ready? Because she's been out since May. And I'm assuming she didn't get her surgery probably until like June-ish, somewhere around there. Forget exactly when the time period was for that. But thank you so much to Crazy 101. We got Broadway Joe here who says, if I'm TK, I'll be petty with it. Debut Mercedes on Collision the same day as the Rumble while the women's Rumble is happening. No, I don't think that's necessarily too smart to do because point blank, everybody's going to be watching the Rumble.
Also something you have to figure in. Yeah, you don't want to, that's also the thing. I don't know if at this stage I'm surprised debuting Mercedes. Like I'm giving some hints. Whoever,
hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Whoever it is that she is, I'm going to be like, hey, you guys are about to know, so you guys could be there. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like, surprise, she's here. That's why I also don't think she's going to debut next week.
That's what they did with CM Punk, right? When they did the first dance and everything. Like they didn't even promote CM Punk yet. When he appeared, it was just like sold out building. Everybody knew what to expect, and that's what we got. So when it comes to situations like this, I feel like you just got to give the people a little bit of hints. Like wrestling fans love this stuff, by the way. Like we love to be given a little hint and be like, oh, I think I cracked the code.
Everyone loves to speculate. That's all everybody does all day, every day. So if you just give them a couple of nuggets here and there, Denise, they'll crack the code, and then bam, you got a big deal.
Yeah. I do think that
and also Daly's place, I wouldn't. I understand the significance, the cultural AEW got here from that, but I wouldn't debut her there.
You have to do it the way that you did it for CM Punk, where everything felt like that day was catered for CM Punk. Right. That's how it should feel for Mercedes Moné, where it's like everything from the venue to the location to the whatever it is that they decide to do should be catered to Mercedes Moné. So that we know, come on, at some point, all the ducks are going to be aligned and we're going to be like, all right, let's go. Let's shoot. Let's go.
Exactly.
So there was something else that I was going to bring up with this, and now I completely forgot, but thank you so much to Broadway Joe for sending in. Okay. Oh yeah. The other thing that I was going to say is I do think that if Mercedes goes to AEW, she will be here by the time of All In. And I feel like that one's a dead giveaway because she was at All In. She's got to finish the story. She's got to wrestle at All In.
Totally. I think like that by then, by All In, we'll definitely know. I think she'll be promoted. If she's going to AEW, like one of the big matches is Mercedes Moné versus somebody at All In for sure. Cause like starting it that way, I thought that they were going to announce it that night. Yo, Mercedes Moné is AEW, but they didn't. So next year it has to be her time. Exciting stuff regardless.
Sask Ryder says, will TK book TD Garden for her arrival? I would hope so.
She should.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we got a couple more super chats to get into. This one's from Chris Ludek, who says, don't be embarrassed to share your age. I was insecure when I turned 30, but now I'm 38. I'm not ashamed to share my age or do anything I want to do that makes me happy, including watching wrestling. I agree, man. I agree. Don't be afraid to show your age. Reg.
I agree too. I was just trolling too, you guys. I'm 37 years old. I put it out there in the world.
Are you 37? Really 37?
Yeah, I'm 37.
Why were you making it seem like you were way older than that?
I don't know. It's fun.
You're lying.
And then everybody was in the chat like, oh, I'm this age. I'm like, oh, yeah, my bit doesn't even work because there's a bunch of grandpas and grandmas in here.
No, I'm starting to think that 37 is your fake age that you claim.
No, I wish. I tell people that.
Fine. What year, Reg? Give me the year.
1986, Denise.
You're lucky I can't do math, so I can't fact check that.
While you're sipping your little drink, leave me alone.
All right, we got Tracy WV88 who says main event Rumble, Roman's match or men's Rumble. I like to end the show with the winner of the men's Rumble pointing at the WrestleMania sign, so I'm gonna go with the men's Rumble.
Yeah, just because like that the Roman's match is not that important as we kind of established. It's just going to be a fun match. Have we talked about who you think is going to win the Rumble, though, Denise?
For the men?
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to like my answer. I'm going with CM Punk.
Oh, yeah, that's not. Yeah, I think that's what everybody's answer is, right?
I don't know.
Because I mean, what's the story to be like? Who else is going to win? That's going to make sense. It doesn't make sense to bring back CM Punk and have him not win. That's him finishing one of his stories.
Yeah, I think it needs to be CM Punk. I just think it would be very exciting. I don't want to see them repeat absolutely everything that they did last year regarding Cody Rhodes. I think that his journey back to the main event, to the actual match with Roman Reigns, needs to be different.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that like 2 years in a row you got AEW guys winning. That looks funny.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, to be
If
honest.
CM Punk wins, it's like Cody and then CM Punk. That's really funny.
So then fine. Then the next person who jumps ship from AEW to WWE should also win for the guys.
MJF?
Nah. Stop it, Reg. Stop it, Reg. And for the women's, as of right now, I'm rooting for Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Yeah, I think that's pretty established too. Becky Lynch and Rhea is kind of the match. Charlotte threw a wrench in everybody's plans, I feel too, because like her and Bianca, I think we're on the way to collide. So I don't know what they're going to do with Bianca. People are like Jade, and I'm like, Jade's not going to be ready for a big WrestleMania match with Bianca in 3 months or whatever.
Yeah, and you don't want to like not have her out there when she's not ready. We got Killshot. Here's DWL member says, y'all are rock stars. Thank you so much to Killshot. 3413 for sending that in. We appreciate that a whole lot. All right, so let's continue on because we got more topics to get into. Before we do, we got a super chat here from Chris Ludek who says CM Punk winning the Rumble makes the most sense. He has his own story from 10 years ago to finish, and I think they'll finally give it to him. Man, somebody's got to be finishing some stories around here.
Somebody, you know what I mean? We got to feel some hope for someone. But yeah, they've laid this one with CM Punk out for a long time. It makes the most sense.
Thank you so much to Chris Ludek for that. All right, next topic we got to get into. Let's shift gears. We've kind of touched on a little bit about just AEW women's division. I know you and I, Reg, we talked a whole lot about this on the Wednesday podcast, but Deonna Purrazzo, All Elite. Now that it's been a couple of days since she has arrived, any additional thoughts or how you're feeling in the direction that we're headed in right now? You know, we were talking about Mercedes possibly going to AEW. We're talking about Deonna Purrazzo. We talked a whole lot about Mariah May last time too. How are things looking?
This kind of plays into the Mercedes talk, I think, Denise. I'm kind of happy that I think we need to give Deonna her time right now. Like, we shouldn't be trying to focus talk on when's Mercedes going to debut? When's Mercedes? What's going on with Mercedes? It's Deonna's time. She's here. She's All Elite. And I think she's so important to what's going to happen in 2024. I just saw an article before we came on. Kevin Kelly said that Deonna Purrazzo and Serena Deeb are like two of the most complete women's wrestlers AEW can have. And I couldn't agree more. I think both of those women, as one of the cornerstones of this division, are going to just lead to so much more. Deonna's one that they're going to run into a problem here, is because you don't want to do this Athena thing where Athena came in and she immediately had the title match against Jade, and then they kind of were like, all right, peace out. You don't want to bring in Deonna. She goes against Tony and don't give her anything, and then we kind of forget about her. I'm kind of like, maybe Deonna should beat Toni Storm off rip just to kind of establish that she's a big money player. She's the person that we think she is. And Toni Storm, at this point, Denise, do we need to have a conversation about what's going on with this championship with Toni Storm? Toni Storm's big character, great. Everything she does is amazing. But I'm thinking about that Riho match, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we're losing the plot because they can't figure out the character and the in-ring for Toni Storm of how to combine them in a way that makes the character still work. They're trying to do like too many comedy bits, and it's like, but damn, Toni Storm's a world-class wrestler. We should still be seeing that.
I agree. It's one of those things where they do have to find a balance there with Toni Storm because the character stuff phenomenal. Maybe that match with Riho wasn't the best thing ever. It might just be a matter of like matches, chemistry. Who keep in mind that they didn't have Riho on TV, on a weekly basis. So I think that her not being able to wrestle that often maybe was a little bit of the catalyst for this match not being, a 10 out of 10. So I feel like because I don't want to write off Riho here because I do think that I love Riho, and I feel like she gets so much negativity on the internet. I don't like that. I don't like how the things that people have said about Riho. So I want to believe that if we were to see her a lot more continuously, that, the matches would obviously be a lot more crisp.
No, I think that is the thing that drove me the craziest about it, because Riho goes hard all the time. And I was like expecting them to have this banger match, but it wasn't Riho's fault. It's because they're trying to figure out Toni Storm as an in-ring character to go along with the character she plays outside. And it's a hard transition because she still wants to do bits, but it's like, when it's time to go, we want to take you seriously. And we've seen you be amazing when you're serious. And it's like, can we just get both maybe?
Yeah, I feel like you can do that, right? Like, because I know she does little things inside the ring, and it's funny when she does the thing with the look and she tosses to break and all of this. So it's just a matter of, I think, maybe just minimizing it a little bit in the actual body of the match. Yeah, because then you can do all of these other little extra things before or after, whether it's a video, whether it's just through her entrance, whether it's the way that she reacts afterwards. I feel like there's ways to kind of like work around that. But I mean, honestly, like I'm still really excited about Deonna Purrazzo coming into AEW. I thought she had a really great moment. I'm excited about Mariah May. Like I'm overall just excited about how things are looking and how things are starting to shape up for the AEW women's division. So I feel pretty much the same as to how I felt on Wednesday about that. And we got, by the way, shout out to Brandon B, who just became a brand new DWO member. I appreciate that a whole lot. We got a super chat here from Michael So Dope, who says, I'm behind on the show, but I think I saw Mercedes post a new wig on Insta, so she's debuting this week. LMAO. I did not see that, but she's always doing like photo shoots and stuff like that.
And she's really good at trolling too. That picture that she posted in front of the big Triple H background, I thought was so funny.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I feel like, yeah, she's good at getting buzz. She's good at getting people talking and whatnot. Thank you so much to Michael So Dope for being dope and sending in this super chat. All right, let's go ahead and move on into our next topic here. So our next topic that I want to get into is Okada defeating Bryan Danielson at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 18. So I got to tell you, Reg, I just watched the match today. I actually watched it right before this podcast because I'm like, all right, I need to make sure we talk about this. All right, let me get ready. So I sat down, I ate my little breakfast, I watched this match. And I want to start off by saying that my favorite thing about this, the big moral of the story is, don't you ever injure Bryan Danielson because he will come at you and be like, this is eye for an eye, or in this case, arm for an arm, because he attacked the arm of freaking Okada like that thing was I don't know what, man. He was just going after him. And so that was very entertaining to see the way that Okada eventually ended up winning the match. Like even so, finally hitting that Rainmaker. It was phenomenal. What'd you think of the matchup?
Denise, the best thing of the week was this match right here. Anytime a moment happens that kind of changes the annals of pro wrestling history, like you just have to sit and appreciate that. And I think this was a moment like that. For them to do this match, and it's like 4 a.m. over here in California. Some people are up at 6. Like we're all up at these different amount of times. Everybody's just kind of collectively watching this wrestling show, having the most insane time watching two of the best wrestlers of all time have this amazing match. It's two things that were shown, I think, here. One, Bryan Danielson's the best wrestler ever of all time. Like he climbed to my number one with what happened in 2023 and specifically what happened in this match. He is so vicious. He has charisma on offense and defense where you want to hate him, but then also you like get sympathy for him instantly if you think that he's hurt. He can do anything in the ring. He could get any crowd to do whatever he wants. He can control a crowd like no one can. And to do that with the prince, the god, the person that the reason that all these people are here, the king of Wrestle Kingdom, Okada, I think was just such a performance. This is like, when they say pro wrestling is art, Denise, this is what they're talking about. Like if somebody's like, I've never seen wrestling before, show me a wrestling match, I'm gonna show them this. Like here are two of the best wrestlers of all time having the most amazing match you could ever see, doing some crazy limb work. Bryan Danielson is trying to rip Okada's arm out of his socket. If you know wrestling lore, you're supposed to work the left arm. If you're supposed to work the left side of the body, Bryan Danielson was working the right arm because he knows that's how Okada hits his finish. Just the little things that went on here. Bryan forcing Okada to become this bully, this crazed lunatic that we've seen Okada be a few times, but he wasn't trying to. He was trying to have this big pageant show. He came out with this amazing entrance. His robe changed before our eyes. I don't even know how this magic happened. It was amazing, crazy stuff. And then to convert that and for Okada to take everything that Bryan brought to him, because Bryan was legit like, I'm going to kill him, to take all of that and say, you're not going to kill me. This is my home. I've created magic here. Some of the greatest matches ever in this place. And you're not going to stop me from doing that. And we're also going to create magic at the same time. Denise, wrestling is art. If you guys haven't seen this match, please watch this match. Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler of all time. I was saying for a long time, the best wrestler of this generation. Forget that. The best wrestler ever. Sorry, Brett. Sorry, Sean. Sorry, Kenny. Sorry, your mom. Sorry, your dad. It's Bryan Danielson.
Damn, shots fired today. Well, actually, they're not even shots, to be honest.
Really.
It's just like, you stating facts. And I feel like it's very hard to argue. I know I know it's going to be hard for people to say, oh, it's Bryan Danielson over Bret Hart, or because it's like for so many people, it is Bret Hart, it is Shawn Michaels, it is whoever it is that you think it is, right? But Bryan Danielson definitely makes a strong case for you to say it should be Bryan Danielson. And I think for me, like just, getting to see Bryan in this stage, finally having this moment to see his return to a New Japan pro wrestling ring, like all that. You mentioned Okada's entrance. That was phenomenal too. The grappling early on in the match, love that. And this wasn't even a long match. This wasn't even half hour. And in like 20 something minutes, they were able to pack up like so freaking much. Like this was A++ storytelling. Like everything that was done here was just real cool to see. Everything served a purpose, and it was very easy to just follow the story. Even if you're not maybe like a story person, maybe if it was your first time watching wrestling or whatever, it's easy for like anybody to just watch and enjoy and understand why they're doing the things that they're doing. So I think this was definitely a very fun watch. So I'm happy that this match happened and happy that I finally got to watch it.
I think you made the most important point there too, Denise, before we get off of it. The way that the excitement that Bryan Danielson showed, you could see it was coming off of the screen because he's talked about it for years and years. Even when he was in WWE, he was like, I really would like to just go to New Japan. I think that'd be really fun. But just to see him and to see at that moment when he started the yes and the crowd is just like going insane. And for him to finally get his moment against Okada, it was just like, that was awesome to see. And then the next day, New Year Dash, when he came out, he's just like smiling ear to ear. He's cussing. He's just like having the best time ever. And it's like, we'd love to see it, especially, it's in the air. Denise, Bryan Danielson's coming to a close, or I don't know. He keeps saying if you're going to work 10 matches a year, that's how many matches Roman Reigns worked. Is he retired? I don't really know how this works.
5 to 10 matches. And I was going, that's not too bad. That doesn't really feel part-time to me.
No, that doesn't. If you have 10 amazing Bryan Danielson matches in a year, bro, you're full-time to me.
I know, right? I was like, that seems that literally almost every single AEW pay-per-view and some bonus shows on top of that.
Easy right there. You told the story right there. And if Bryan Danielson's on every pay-per-view still, then we're good to go. How many Dynamites is he on anyways?
Right. Exactly. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Sort of also staying with New Japan. And that was Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth coming in. What'd you think about this?
This was kind of surprising, Denise. It was two types of surprising because months and months and years ago, I was like, if Dolph Ziggler gets out of here and, gets off of cruise control in WWE and goes to a place like New Japan and does like the G1, I think he'd be really tremendous. I think we'd see some crazy things. At this point, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be the same, but I think that's kind of the draw here, Denise. It's like, we don't know what Dolph Ziggler's about to do. All we know of Nick Nemeth as a wrestler is Dolph Ziggler and what he's done in WWE. Created amazing career, had some great moments. Him cashing in on Alberto Del Rio, one of the most fire moments of all time, like his bumps, all kind of stuff. Like, I think he established himself as one of the best WWE wrestlers that ever existed. So this was kind of cool to see. Anytime we see a longtime wrestler like that in a different element like this, in New Japan specifically, I think it's really cool. He came in and established himself for a championship, came in talking shit. Like, he's ready to play. I'm really excited about what's going to happen kind of moving forward. There's some other people that debuted on here that didn't get as much fanfare, Denise, but I think Dolph Ziggler is going to be a real good move for them.
So with him, it's like, if had this been like 8 years ago, I think a lot of people would have been maybe a little bit more like, oh shoot, like here we go. But right now it's one of those things where it's more so a wait and see game because again, like you mentioned, we only know the version that we've been seeing for over a decade in WWE. And it's like, okay, well, we don't really know what to expect from him. So I feel like for me, I can't really say whether I love it, whether I hate it, because I don't know. I have no idea what to expect here. So I'm curious to see, like, clearly, I feel like if he decided to go to New Japan, that's because there's something in him that believes that he could, compete with all of these other people that are in New Japan. So for me, I'm going, all right, he clearly knows something that we don't know. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like and what he's going to end up doing. And man, you got to give it to him, man. He took a bet on himself to go out there and put yourself in that kind of an element. That's kind of difficult.
How did you feel about him like towards the end of his WWE run? Did you care?
Not really. And that's very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate because it's like, man, okay, let me put in perspective how long Dolph Ziggler has been in the WWE. I remember, God, I always forget what year, but so for a couple of years, we would see WWE come out here to Los Angeles to do SummerSlam. And they would do all these like little fan access out here. And there was one time where they did it on Chick Hearn, which is right there between Staples Center and LA Live. It's Chick Hearn Street. And so they blocked out the entire street, and it was, all the wrestlers go, you pay your money, you go and you meet the wrestlers and stuff like that. All right. To paint a picture here, I don't remember how old I was, but I was a kid. I had a digital camera.
Oh my God.
I know. I had my little digital camera, and that was the first time Dolph Ziggler was the first wrestler, was the first person I ever took a selfie with.
Wow,
that's how
wrestling
long
history, Denise. Wrestling history. Your first ever selfie with Dolph Ziggler in probably like 2009.
Because I went to his booth. And there wasn't really like the line wasn't so crazy. So I waited, but by the time I got to him, like it was just me. So I was going to have someone else take the photo. So, we can stand there and take our little photo, but he grabbed the camera instead. And he was like, oh, let's just, do this. And I was like, oh, okay. And I smiled, and that was it. That was the picture.
He introduced you to the selfie too?
Yeah, there you go. Introduced me to the selfie with my digital camera.
That's wild. That is wrestling history. If you guys know trivia right there, Denise met Dolph Ziggler, first selfie right there.
My first selfie ever right there.
Yeah, I remember going to, I think I went to SummerSlam. I remember Daniel Bryan, we're talking about him now. Bryan Danielson returned after he had been, I think that was 2010, maybe. Something like that. But I remember them days of when SummerSlam was happening, it was going to be in LA, because that was an exciting time for us California people.
Yeah, damn right. Damn right. We got everybody out here putting in like their little memories of like just random stuff. Really, really takes you all the way back, man, all the way back. But anyway, so I'm excited to see what Dolph Ziggler does. Nick Nemeth. I'm just going to keep calling him Dolph Ziggler until I get used to it. All right. So the next thing that I want to go ahead and get into is the AEW Homecoming preview, because we got 3 matches that were announced for this. We got Sting and Darby Allin taking on Powerhouse Hobbs and Konosuke Takeshita in a Texas Tornado match. Reg, damn, we talking here after that Konosuke Takeshita Darby Allin match. Are you kidding me? I'm so looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah, that Darby Allin and Takeshita match is like my second favorite thing of the week behind Bryan Danielson and Okada, just because TV, like that's what TV wrestling should be, Denise. We should get 2 guys going out there burning rubber for no stakes in the world, just vibes, like just 2 great wrestlers having a great match. That's what we should be getting every single time. And I kind of like that. It feels like when people wrestle Sting, it's a reward. So like they're rewarding to Takeshita, and shout out to the big homie, getting a shot to wrestle Sting is like such a big deal. We all know Sting's on his way out. So that's a really important match specifically to me because my big homie's in there, and I'm really excited about it.
Hell yeah. We're also getting Ricky Starks versus Sammy Guevara. Any thoughts on this one? Oh man, nothing? All right. Should I move on? AEW World Champion Samoa Joe is set to appear. He was called out by Hook. Any thoughts on that?
And then now we're talking. Now we're making moves. Now we're going on here. Hook's promo, I think, was really strong. Listen, if you know the history of Taz, if you know the history of Samoa Joe, they have history in Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling now. They were connected for a while. Samoa Joe says that Taz is an influence on his career. Came out with the towel on his head for a while doing the Taz thing. This is Taz's dream match right here. I know he was in the back probably crying when Hook was doing this promo, being like, my son, finally you made it. Dream match against Samoa Joe. I think this is great for Hook, Denise, because we haven't really seen all of what he has to offer. Like he's had some really fun matches.
Spot, Reg.
Exactly. He's had some fun matches, some fun things. He's done some things, got the crowd real excited. Had a match with Action Bronson, like that's insane. But we haven't seen him tested, and you want the ultimate test. Samoa Joe's not going to take it easy on him. When do you think this match is going to happen, Denise? Because it's not happening at Homecoming.
No, someone wouldn't happen. Not at Revolution either, because that's not. I don't think that's a Revolution
I think there's
match.
a Battle of the Belts next Saturday. People are saying that could happen. Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's right. See,
Yeah.
oh man, and you know what? And they also added the Big Bill, Ricky Starks, Sammy, Chris Jericho match for Battle of the Belts. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Everybody knows here. I've stopped watching Battle of the Belts because nothing ever happens on those shows. But unless they want to change things up, I'm gonna tune in if Samoa Joe wrestles Hook.
Battle of the Belts is just Rampage to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they've shown us, Denise, that it doesn't matter. Like, I don't even know why they call it that. They should call it something else. They should call it like.
I'm sorry, Reg has Battle of the Belts. Like I don't even know what number we're on anymore. What number are we on?
I think this is number 8.
All right, the first 7, especially the last few. Anything interesting happen on that?
Has a belt ever been battled or changed?
I don't know. You tell me. I decided to skip them.
See, this would be the time when our friend was on the pod. He would have the date.
He'd be like, "Well,
yeah,
let me tell you, on Battle of the Belts 5, we had." You know it. Well, you know we'll be doing that. He'd be like, well, long pause. Let me tell you something, Denise. So do you remember all the time?
I know. Shout out to our friend Will Washington. What a guy. What a guy. We need them stats, bro.
Will's not going to like my impression of him.
He ain't going to like it at all. But it was spot on, though.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. The dead man of RWT, Paul Morales, says, we talked about you and Dolph, then you losing it. Huh?
We talked about you and Dolph, then you losing it. I don't know.
I'm confused. All right, we'll get back to that. To that. Sorry, Paul. Take me a second.
Update us, Paul. Yeah, update us.
All right. Will Chisholm says, do y'all know if Riho will be in the U.S. a little longer? Because I also think what hurt the title match is people knew she wasn't going to win. So hope she does stay longer. I don't know how long she's going to be here for.
Will Chisholm, a title match being hurt because you knew who the winner was going to be. But Denise just told me that vibes are all that matter.
I didn't say that.
You said that about Roman Reigns. You're like, oh no, vibes are all that matter. You know he's not going to lose. It's fine.
Thank you. Actually, the dead man, Paul Morales. So I have told the story because the reason I don't have that picture anymore is my digital camera got all messed up and erased all my photos from that one show. So all I have left is memories. I was so angry because they also did a little like match.
Why did you upload them, Denise?
Dude, I had a digital. They erased like they're at the event, like they're at the show.
Oh, at the event? Oh,
yes,
no.
Like they're at the show. I had my whole day, and I had so basically my freaking digital camera back then was if I deleted one photo, it would delete everything.
Oh,
and I didn't realize that, and so I was taking pictures of the matches that we were seeing, like right there in the little LA Live section, and I was gonna delete a photo, and I guess I deleted it, whatever, and I kept taking my pictures, and then I looked and I went back to my camera and there was no more pictures, so all my photos were gone. Denise. So all I have left is the memories.
Oh, Denise.
Come on, digital camera days, bro, they're just not, they weren't reliable. It's not like I could have gone like right away to look at my little phone and send it out to Twitter. It's different those days.
In these days, in your position as an interviewer and a creator and all the things, how do you handle, when you interview somebody, do you like say, should we take a selfie? Like, how's that protocol?
I thought you were going to ask a different question.
No. I'm like, how's the protocol of like, hey, like you're interviewing somebody in person, and are they like, hey, let's get a selfie? Because a lot of time people are kind of like,
there's two things that you should look at when you're in a situation like that. One, read the room. If there's other people waiting to interview someone, fuck your selfie. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And there's a lot of people that don't do that. They will do their interview, chat for 20 minutes, and take their selfie, have them do a bump, have them do all this stuff, and you're just there like, God damn it,
Have
you
them
better
do a
move your
bump.
ass. Be like where, oh, I'm Denise Salcedo, and you're watching ABC 1, 2, 3.
Oh, a bump.
Bump, yeah.
I was like, a bump. Like, what
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
So it's like a bump, like for your promo. So for example,
kind of show
I'm
are
Rhea
you at?
Ripley, and you're watching Instinct Culture. You know, things like
Oh,
that.
it's like I'm Rhea Ripley, and this is the
And
Disney
it
Channel.
pisses me off, Reg, because then by the time that person gets to me, all of a sudden, hey, Denise, you were supposed to have 7 minutes with this person. Oh, guess what? You got 2 questions. Good luck.
Oh,
You know, and then that makes me mad because then I really, really hate that. A lot of people don't take the appropriate amount of time. And when they do that, it screws everybody else. So if you ever wonder why some of my interviews, I only asked 2 questions or they were 1 minute long, especially at these events, it's because somebody else took too long. And so they cut my time with that person. And then what pisses me off the worst, Reg, this is what pisses me off the worst. People don't post their interviews.
Oh.
They will take all the time in the world with that talent. Ask me if the interview ever goes up. No.
Nope.
My interviews always go up.
Every time.
And I'm just there like, God damn it. I could have gotten this, and that. And I was stuck with 2 little questions.
And like, even you don't even need that amount of, like, give me like 5 minutes and I'll make it work. And these people will get like 20 minutes and they're like, you're like, what happened to that interview? And they're like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, you have no idea how many pet peeves I have when it comes to press lines. It drives me nuts, bro.
Does that turn you off to the kind of whole experience? Because that's that's often, Denise.
Yes.
It's not like, and the people moderating never, you think they're going to control it and they don't. You're just like, well, what's going, why did you let them go 20 minutes? What do you mean?
I also think, and this is something that as somebody that comes from a background in Hollywood and how I'm so used to the way that they run things, I also think that video and audio needs to be a separate thing. I think that they need to do all the audio people together, and that would save so much time. It would make the talent less less tired because they have to go and do like 50 to 70 interviews. And so that is like the thing that I think they should do. They should put all of the audio people together because those are the people that are just like writing articles.
Right.
You know, because if not, you're just getting asked the same question over and over again. And then you separate the video people and then make sure that the video people actually post the videos. Because then what's the point? What's the point of gathering all this content and never posting it up anywhere?
Yeah, I don't understand the process of how they pick sometimes on either side. And it's like, well, but it's like, I guess that's the game at this point. Like, there's some people that are just in there to have a good time. And they're just like, the interview is just to be next to a wrestler, as crazy as that sound, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And so there's a lot of things that I do wish were done differently, especially when I go with the mindset of I'm here to work.
Yes.
I'm here to work. I'm here to get content. I'm here to put this up. I'm here to like get shit moving. So that's a little bit of like how I see things when it comes to the press side of things. Oh, I'm a beast, Reg. Like people don't know this. I'm a beast, man. When it comes to this, I'm content mode. And if I get screwed where I get 1 minute and then someone took up 20 minutes and didn't post the interview, bro, I'd be losing my shit.
Speaking of bro, do you want to get into it a little bit?
What are we getting into with bro?
Bro, Matt Riddle.
Oh, Matt Riddle. Oh, yeah, man. Matt Riddle out there. New Japan, lining himself with New Japan, MLW.
You heard Matt Striker?
Matt Striker with his comments.
What's going on over there, Denise? What are they doing?
I was going to make a joke. I'm not going to make a joke.
No, you probably shouldn't.
I was going to make a joke. I wasn't going to make a joke.
We know exactly what they're doing.
I'm going to tell you my joke in the chat while you tell me your thoughts on the Matt Riddle thing.
Already know. That's the funny thing about it.
If you want to say my joke, you can say it.
He hasn't done anything that hasn't been
Don't say my joke. Okay, go to the private chat.
He hasn't said anything that hasn't, he hasn't done anything that hasn't been panned. You know what I mean? I'm like, it feels like a bad idea at every angle because anytime somebody does something, anytime he does something, everybody's like, boo, no, this is the worst thing we've ever seen. So, see, no, I can't. I don't want no parts of that.
I'm dead. Oh, man.
That's like NWA though. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like, is it good?
Yeah, I know. All right. Matt Riddle, anything else you want to add about that?
Good luck out there. I thought it was super interesting that New Japan booked him because it's like you don't the you got world-class talent. It's not worth it for Matt Riddle. Like Okada's here. You don't need bad press. Any bad press, you don't need it. Okada is here. Like, what are you even doing? So it's just like there's kind of some things where I'm like, that's a head scratcher. But then also I'm like, it's pro wrestling. It's not really that surprising.
Right. I think I was kind of expecting something along these lines for the most part because Court Bauer had hopped on to Busted Open and we did a little interview with him. And he had mentioned something because I asked him a question that was about whether or not Matt Riddle, because he had said, oh, Matt Riddle is now with MLW and this and that, right? And I asked him like, oh, what does this mean exactly? Like, is he exclusive to MLW?
Mhm.
Is he allowed to work other places? Does he, is this like a 1-year thing? Is this a per appearance thing? Like, what's the situation? And he had said something along the lines of, oh, Matt Riddle has some other things that he's working up on, but I'm going to let him talk about that when the time comes. So that's when I figured, okay, he's probably going to be wrestling with another promotion. I was actually thinking it would be Impact for some reason. I was thinking it would be Impact. I wasn't necessarily thinking New Japan. I think my mind was going towards Impact.
Yeah, it was kind of a surprising thing. Impact just kind of feels like the lucky fit of the glove for him over there. But yeah, I wasn't surprised to see him back in MLW because I kind of figured he was a big
Did
kind
you
of
watch
part.
it? Did you watch the match?
I
with
didn't watch.
Fatu?
No, I didn't see the match yet. I probably will watch that show though because I have some friends on there. But
I
I
really
thought
like
that
Fatu, man. I'm such a big fan
I
of his.
love. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'll probably
Yeah.
watch it because I got some homies on the show and Fatu is one of them. He's so good. I think if this buzz negative thing gets more eyes on Fatu, then that's cool.
Yeah, man, I love Fatu. I think that's the only thing that I would like tune in for to watch. But I mean, other than that, I'm just gonna like see what's going on. Unless someone comes at me and it's like, Denise, this was a 5-star match. You need to watch it. Then I'll be like, all right, what's going on? Let me see what's going on over here.
Potentially, I don't know. I haven't seen the show.
Well, me either. So there you go. All right. So, everyone's like, make the joke, Denise. It's not gonna happen, guys. Because some things you got to keep to yourself.
Some things are just like, it's okay. Not worth it.
Not
Not worth it. We're talking about things not being worth it. This joke, not worth it.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't with myself sometimes. All right. We got to finish this off. Impact Wrestling, Hard to Kill. So, Reg, you and I are going to be here next week to talk about Impact Wrestling. So shout out to everybody who wants to have an Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill review. Oh my God, TNA Wrestling. God damn it. I put Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill.
The whole thing is about them being TNA Wrestling.
Oh my God. Hold on. I'm sorry. This is going to kill me. I'm so used to saying
the whole show is about them being TNA and Denise is like, nah, Impact Wrestling has Hard to Kill.
All right. TNA Wrestling, Hard to Kill. I'm sorry. It's just that I've been saying Impact Wrestling for the longest time. It's going to take a minute to say TNA Wrestling
It's
again.
a transition. It was initially in the beginning, it was like TNA. That's it's weird. It has a different meaning now at this point. So I think it's okay that they transitioned. But when they went from TNA to Impact, it was like, I'm never going to call them Impact, dude. They're called TNA. Now we're convinced that they're called Impact and they're like, Impact is Hard to Kill, man. Like that's the most fitting beginning way for TNA to transition back in is being Hard to Kill, because for 20 plus years now, people have been like, they're dead. They're never going to make it. They're out of here, but they are here again.
All right, so we need to talk about this card because it actually looks pretty good. So the TNA World Championship is going to be on the line. Alex Shelley versus Moose. We're going to be seeing the Knockouts World Championship, Trinity versus Jordan Grace. First time ever showdown between Alex Hammerstone and Josh Alexander. And then we have the X Division Championship match, which is going to be Kushida versus Vikingo versus Chris Sabin. TNA World Tag Team Championship match, ABC and the Rascals. ABC versus the Rascals versus the Grizzled Young Vets versus Mike Bailey and Trent Seven. Then we also have the Knockouts Ultimate X with Tasha Steeles, Aisha Edwards, Giselle Shaw, Jody Threat, Zia Brookside, and Danny Luna. And then we have the Monsters Challenge, which is going to be PCO versus Dirty Dango. And then we're also going to be seeing who is going to arrive to TNA Wrestling. So there's quite a bit that's going down here. I want to start off by asking you, Trinity, because she's also a big topic. We're probably expecting her to go back to WWE. What are you thinking?
Interesting where we've landed with this, Denise. We just had Mercedes talk earlier in this show. She's been the topic of conversation the whole thing. The way that Mercedes left the WWE, we all know, is alongside Trinity, who also left WWE and created an amazing lane for herself over in Impact Wrestling and TNA Wrestling. And now the talk is that we're going to see her at the Royal Rumble and she's back in WWE. I don't know how to feel about it, Denise, because it's like that still happened. What she left for a reason. And it's like, is that going to be rectified? I'm sure it probably is. There's different people in power. Kevin Dunn's gone. Like, I just hope that this run, they realize what they had, because Trinity left your company and showed in Impact Wrestling that she could be one of the top stars in where many consider to be the best women's division in all of wrestling. So, like, I think if she gets her due, I'm excited about it.
Right, exactly. So I do think that this is going to be a title change here where Jordan Grace, winning the Knockouts World Championship and Trinity kind of having like her goodbye moment. I won't be surprised if this ends with a little standing ovation, that type of thing. The other thing that I want to talk about is Alex Hammerstone, because he's getting an opportunity of a lifetime here. This match against Josh Alexander is going to tell you whether or not you should care about Hammerstone following this, because if you can't have a good match, if anybody cannot have a good match with Josh Alexander, you're the problem. So I cannot wait to see what Alex Hammerstone looks like in this match against Josh Alexander. I'm very excited to see it.
Super interesting that we just had that MLW talk too, Denise, because a prominent player for years now, it feels like 5 years, Alex Hammerstone over there was the world champ for a long time. He was a West Coast Pro champ for a long time. So I know a lot about his history. He's been waiting for a moment like this, Denise. This is make or break. You hit it right on the head. Put him in there with the world-class, top-of-the-line pro wrestler, Josh Alexander. Make or break, dude. You're either about to have a classic or we're never going to see you again. So good luck. And also on his thing, like, well, yeah, you're getting fed. Like, here's a platter for you to have fun with. Like, you just have to put the pieces together, dude. I think it's a great way for him to come in. And I'm excited to see what he does off the backs of this, because I think he has a big place in TNA wrestling.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Joseph Boza says, question, who do you, Denise and Reg, think the signing is that will make worlds collide? I'm thinking it's probably going to be, and this is for TNA Wrestling, so you know how they announced that one person. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that they're going to sign Okada. Have duo-ship. I don't know. What do you think, Reg? You hate my idea? You hate it? Okay, Reg hates it. Reg just told me I ain't shit. My opinion ain't shit. Reg, you're out here making me feel like Jinder Mahal.
Denise, you said Okada?
I have a feeling. You think I'm crazy?
I'm glad my stream, I think.
Wait. Say that again. You cut off. What was it?
You broke my stream with that dumb idea.
Reg, okay. Why would it be dumb? Break it down for us.
I think my stream's broken. You broke it with your dumb idea.
All right, fine. Give me a better name then. Give me a better name. Reg. Sorry, I just called you Will for some reason.
Things are breaking down. What happened to my...
Okay. Can you hear me? Like everything's good? I broke Reg. My God, I broke Reg. I officially broke Reg. All right. Well, when Reg comes back, we'll go ahead and bring him back in just a second. Let him figure out his situation. But let's see what people are saying here in the comments. Joseph Boza says, did I start something bad? I'm so sorry. And everybody out here in the comments just having a good time. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Who do you guys think is going to be popping up on Impact Wrestling and signing with them? All right, so we got Joanna here who says, Do you think we'll see more dual contracts like with Kushida signed to both TNA and New Japan Pro Wrestling? Imagine a swerve and it's Mercedes instead. So that's what I was saying, guys. I'm smelling more dual contracts coming up here. Kushida definitely being one of those people that's got contracts in two places. Reg, I really broke you, didn't I?
You broke me. You broke my stream. I just can't handle it.
All right. So Joanna just sent in the super chat here saying, do you think we'll see more dual contracts like with Kushida signed to both TNA and New Japan Pro Wrestling? Imagine a swerve and it'd be Mercedes instead. Your thoughts on this? And also your thoughts on my opinion about it being Okada.
My computer's not working on my stream.
Yeah, it's not
you
working.
Guys, hold on.
Don't worry,
man.
Reg. All right, I'll let you figure that out and we'll bring you back in. All right, so Joanna, I'm with you on this one. I really do think that we will be seeing a little bit more of this, seeing more opportunities with dual contracts. Again, Kushida's a perfect example of that. I do not imagine that it'll be Mercedes, though. I just don't think it's going to be her. But thank you so much, too, for sending in the super chat, by the way. And yeah, I killed Reg, guys. I really be killing. I really be killing. Reg, Crazy 101 says every time she mentions Okada, it breaks Reg. Oh, man. Let's see what we got here. Joseph Boza says, that's a great point, Denise. I can see Okada being signed, but why go through this big teasing? I think that would be a huge reason to tease somebody. Like, keep in mind, like, I think Scott D'Amore said something along the lines that it was going to be like the biggest signing that TNA has ever done. So keep in mind that they have signed in the past some pretty big names. So if you're saying like, it's got to be huge. Like, it cannot be a letdown. It cannot be a letdown. Oh, man, guys. I don't think we're getting Reg back, by the way. I think he's done. We killed him. Alrighty, everybody. Well, that was literally about to be the closing of this stream. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up, but I appreciate everybody who tuned in. By the way, this was just a bonus podcast to get some conversation going about, the first week in 2024 and, what's been going on. Next week is going to be possibly the busiest week on my YouTube channel in a very, very long time. I'm going to be bringing out 4 interviews next week. On top of that, we got our normal podcast, which is the NXT podcast, the AEW Homecoming podcast. Be here to talk about Smackdown. And then we're also going to be doing a Hard to Kill review. Myself and Reg will be here for that. I haven't decided if I'm going to be doing Collision and Battle of the Belts. It depends on how I feel. If I do, I'll probably do a Sunday show for that. So just keep an eye out for that. But there's definitely going to be like so much freaking content happening here on the stream. So if you guys will tune in to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe. I am about like maybe less than 500 subscribers away from hitting 135,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited because my goal for this year is to surpass 200,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 250K by the end of this year. I do not know what I'm going to have to do to get that number, but I'm going to freaking try. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this bonus podcast. And Reg, if he's going to make it here, he can do his plug. Reg, tell the people where to follow you.
Get my plug in, Denise. Don't try to stop the show without me getting my plug in. Righteous Reg, for your favorite writer, your favorite podcast. You can catch me every Wednesday with Denise Salcedo. We're the California Connection. We're talking to AEW Dynamite every Wednesday. I'm also on with Mike on Indeed every Wednesday. Every Thursday, I'm on the ROH Post Show with Kate. Every Saturday, it's Righteous Reg and Philip Lindsay. We're talking Grapsody. We're talking everything of the week. And thank you guys for joining us. My computer is being weird.
God, I really hope it's Okada, Reg, so that come
Denise,
next week.
Why?
Someone said you were trying to duck the Okada talk.
Ew.
You know what? Before we go, what are your thoughts on that?
My computer is working now. Denise, what in the hell is wrong with you? They can't afford Okada. They've had Okada before. We can start there. They put him in this little black mask. They had him with this thing. They're stalking Samoa Joe. It was weird. They can't. You guys are getting me off my damn thing. This is Okada. We just watched him have one of the greatest matches of all time with Bryan Danielson. He's the king of New Japan. Sign a new contract with New Japan. Don't sign a new contract with damn Impact
He can do
Wrestling.
both. Why can't he do both?
When's the last time you watched Impact's television show, Denise?
About 3 weeks ago.
Will you watch it again?
Yes, this Sunday.
Consistently?
Not consistently, no.
If Okada's
But
on
if
there,
Okada's there, I might tune in more consistently.
you said might.
Yes, might. It depends on the card, what else we're seeing.
Okada.
Reg. Why not? This is supposed to be a big signing. He's going to be on the Snake Eyes card. They already announced him for that.
Exactly.
So why not be like, oh, hey, on top of that, hey, he's signed. He's got a dual contract, something along those lines.
Denise, drink some coffee. Did you have some coffee today?
No, I'm having vegetable juice.
Wrong thing. Get some coffee, girl. You over there tripping. I don't know why you are even talking about this.
Reg, this is now the thing I want most in my life to happen.
Oh my God.
Because
the thing I want most to happen is someone beat Roman Reigns so we can see you crack an egg on your head on this show.
If we are sitting here on Sunday talking about this, I you know what? You should crack an egg over your head.
No, don't try to put me in this egg cracking head thing.
just you never know. Hey man, it's 2024. Anything can happen in pro wrestling. You never know. All right, well, that's it. Someone says stop drinking that green stuff, Denise.
Yeah, something's in that green stuff. There's some extra in there trying to get Okada over there. If they can't afford Mercedes Moné, why can they afford Okada, Denise?
I don't know. Reg, fine, then give me another name. You haven't given me another name.
That's why I was really thinking, I'm like, who is it going to be, honestly? Who's a free agent that they could sign that's out there? Dave.
See? Worlds are supposed to collide. What worlds we talking here? Who would make that collide? I'm sorry. I at least gave a name and I gave some reasons.
Oh, let me think of Ali. Yeah. I was like, let me think about the WWE releases.
Yeah, but
Worlds
how would that be worlds collide with that?
Okay. Dolph is also going to be over there in Impact. I think it's Dolph.
All right, fine. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, fine. We'll do that. We'll go, you know what? I said give a name. You gave a name. Fair and square. I'll end it there. Someone says AJ Styles. You know, that was one of my predictions too, right? I predicted that for 2024, I predicted that AJ Styles would appear on TNA. And I forgot if I said he would also win the championship. I don't remember. I have to go back and watch my video.
That's not the wildest thing I've heard.
All right. Well, either way, if that's right, I get a bonus points for that because I predicted that last year. All right, guys. That's it. Someone says Denise must have smoked the devil's lettuce before the show.
I'm saying, Denise, we're far away. My stuff can't reach that far.
Bro, I got like kale, spinach, celery.
It's green. I see what you're doing here. It's green.
What do you mean?
It's green.
Yeah, but it's got kale. It's got like cucumber, spinach.
The Dro, Reggie. You can call it whatever name you want. Do they make those in LA? I'd drink one of those.
Yes, they're drinks.
No, I meant like an enhanced one.
Oh, an enhanced one? I don't know, Reg. I don't know about that stuff.
Denise, figure it out.
Fine, then I'm going to go Google it right now. Do we got Denise, drinks in California?
They're announcing a lot for West Coast Pro. I might come to West Coast Pro. It's on February 18th.
Oh, shit. All right, cool.
Yeah,
all right. Well, if you come down, let me know.
Yeah, I will let you know. California Connection. You got to come too.
All righty, everyone. That's a wrap for the show. I went off the rails. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Bye, everyone.